Her smile makes me happy.
I tend to forget to record until halfway in. Usually it's Linda Babulik or Lisa who's like, you need to record.
I love how we have each other's back.
Yes.
So good.
Thank God.
So is this something you do regularly? This is the first time I was able to join this one.
Yeah. So we just started doing this, Carrie, last month because during the summer we were like, oh, we'll just do this during the summer. And that way when people are like nervous about, putting in their credit card for the free trial, that it at least will give them the opportunity to like meet us and get to know it, to see if it's the good fit for them. You've been in FemCity for a while, so it's like a different vibe.
Yeah. So this is kind of an introduction then.
Yeah, just an introduction, kind of going through the history of it and then Q&A.
Okay.
Which you probably know some of it already, but I'm so happy that you're here.
Yeah, no, I think I definitely be able to learn something today. So I'm excited.
Yay.
That's great.
Lynn, so I don't know if you want to just get started and we'll have people come in just because it's already 1:02 and we have a hard stop at 1:30 with our marketing team. So do you want to get started?
Good. Yes, I will. And I just want to say welcome if you're watching a replay, or Carrie, you're here already. So welcome to our Get to Know FemCity. Really excited. Violet and I are doing this today. And, just a few things we're going to cover is we're going to hear about the history of FemCity. We're going to hear about how we're supporting women, about their programming. And we are going to hear a bit about partnerships. And we're going to take questions. So we did have questions that came in. So anybody that isn't on it, we'll answer those questions anyways, because I have the list. Sound good?
Sounds amazing. I'm going to take a picture of that. Jeez, sorry.
And I should probably say, I'm Lynn Pelzer. I'm the COO of FemCity. I have the pleasure of working with Violet every day. It's beautiful being here with FemCity. I love it. It makes me so happy. And I want to, for some of you that may be watching, maybe you know a lot about this amazing woman, but I want to read off her bio so that I don't forget. I just want to give a proper introduction to Violet because really you are the heart, the center, the founder, the CEO, everything. This wouldn't be here without you, Violet. So a few things about Violet. She has been quoted in Success, Entrepreneur, CNBC, Fast Company, Yahoo Small Business, Business Insider News as a business expert. She's been quoted in Marie Claire. She's been seen in featured campaigns in People, InStyle, and Real Simple magazines. She served as part of the White House Women Environmental Leaders Program. She's been a keynote speaker for Accenture's International Women's Month event, the SBA Regional Women's Conference, and Luxury Brands Partners. FemCity's been seen in Gilt, Vogue, AP, and Inc.com, and has over 50 to 60 locations and new ones coming right now. We're so excited this has been happening. And what I love about her, I always like to share, is that she has the hugest heart. And she has this huge capacity to love and give love and share gratitude. And I know how much she wants it for women all around the world. So Violet, that's your introduction.
Thank you. So generally Lynn makes me cry. So that's like, I thought I'm holding it together, but Lynn, I was talking about you the other day. The last time I was at FemCity Toronto's event, Lynn used to be our president for FemCity Toronto and then moved into a director role and then now for COO. And she did this activity I will never forget. She had everyone, about like 100, 150 women, stand up and blow a kiss at me. And it was the most emotional moment in all of FemCity's history since I've started FemCity. And so now, Lynn, anytime you start going into that, it's like a trigger. I'm like, is she gonna, am I gonna cry again? Because it was the most beautiful moment. To have just so many women throw love at me was just incredible. So anyway, I'm proud of myself for not crying because I generally do.
Well, we appreciate you. So I'm going to turn over to you to get started with maybe our history and how things have evolved.
Sure. So I started FemCity in 2009, a really long time ago. And I started it for selfish reasons. I had a Pilates studio when I lived in Raleigh, North Carolina. I had a Pilates studio that was really successful. And the reason why I was so successful is because I belonged to a group called Chicks in Biz. And I loved this group. We used to get together once a month, very casual, just potluck. And we would just sit around in a circle, literally in Elizabeth Galecki's living room, in a circle facing each other with our little plates on our laps, and just kind of go around the table, go around the circle, and just share who we are. And I really think that the reason why my Pilates studio was always number one, I had satellite locations, we were always featured in newspapers and magazines, was because this group of women were always cheering me on and they were always referring business to me. So fast forward, I moved back to my hometown of Miami in 2007 after the birth of my third child. And I started a position as the PR marketing manager for the Four Seasons here, doing their club and spa, their PR marketing for club and spa. And I started really craving that community. I couldn't find it. And so I was going to every single networking event, the Four Seasons, or rather the gym that is now called Equinox. They would pay for me to go to any events, the $500, the $100, the free one, whatever I needed to go to, they would let me go because they wanted me to network with other luxury brands. And every time I left, I always felt deflated. I always felt like there was something wrong with me or there was something broken because I could never find women that were like me. And I didn't really know what that meant, like me, like I had no idea, but I just couldn't find community. And so finally, after so many years, I ended up going on my own and starting a PR company called Spinning Palm, and we specialized in environmental initiatives. So I worked with the mayor's office. I got to do really cool campaigns with like Jimmy Buffett and Pitbull, and left my mark here, in Miami, also as the publicist for Earth Hour, with partnerships with Yahoo, blah, blah, blah. And I was craving community. And so I thought, you know what, I'm in business for myself now. Let me go ahead and just start something really small. It'll just be a handful of women. We'll get together once a month. We'll just have lunch and we're just going to support each other. And that's literally how it started. It grew. But by the way, the first two events that we had were not really, well, the first one wasn't the best. The first one was really boring. The second one was huge and chaotic because I had so many women show up. I didn't know how to manage it all. And I overdid the curriculum, like the program. I did 2 speakers and everyone had an opportunity to share about themselves. So it was a little bit disastrous, even though it was really yummy. From that, putting those pictures on Facebook, I had so many women starting to ask me about starting FemCity chapters in their backyard. Who do I need to talk to start a FemCity chapter? I had no idea why they were saying that because we were just getting together for lunch. That's all we did once a month. I didn't understand what they saw. They clearly saw it. And sometimes you need to have like a message from above come a couple of times. And that's what happened. After the 10th or 11th time of someone asking me to start a FemCity chapter in their backyard, I finally realized these women are seeing something that I'm not seeing. I was like, anyone can do this. Just get some girlfriends together. It's not a big deal. Just have lunch, like I realized that what they saw was a beautiful group of diverse women having a great time, women that normally would have never, ever met because they were in all these other different circles. And we had events in really cool places that were out of the box. Our speakers were always innovative, different speakers, and that's what they saw. So we launched in Fort Lauderdale because that president told me, I come to your events every month, Violet, in Miami, and I think you're being very selfish for not starting FemCity in my community. She called me selfish. At the time, I was sitting on 6 boards and also raising over $1 million for charities, on top of my 3 kids, on top of my PR agency. It was like crazy. So that was our first chapter. It did really well. So I thought, well, of course it did well. It's in Fort Lauderdale. Let's do something really far away. So we did Philadelphia. Cheyenne Palma Dominguez saw the post on LinkedIn. I just threw it on LinkedIn and Cheyenne was like, I will do it. I will launch FemCity Philadelphia. I had never been to Philadelphia. I didn't know anyone in Philadelphia. So I thought to myself, if this works in Philadelphia, that means it's got legs. Sure enough, she knocked it out of the park. She ended up launching one of our most successful, still one of our most biggest FemCity communities. And from there, we just launched, a little bit more on the East Coast. I would sit and pause and make sure it felt really yummy still. It still felt like, very soulful. It still felt enriching. It didn't feel clinical. I never wanted it to feel clinical like a lot of the other networking groups that I had belonged to before. And so little by little, we moved up the East Coast and then we moved kind of across. And so even if you see our development, you can see it's really heavy on the east side of the United States and Canada. and then like kind of moving over to the West. So that's really how we started FemCity. Of course, we ended up getting a partnership with Google. That propelled us into online curriculum. They were the first organization that reached out to us and said, hey, we want to teach classes for your members. And then Yelp came around and said, we want to teach classes for your members also, because that was all new. Yelp was new, Google Circles, Google Hangouts, Google Business Listings, that was all new. And because of that, our members really loved that. And that's why we continue to do weekly business and marketing and personal development programs online, because our members loved it so much back when we started it in 2009. We've been in that space for a really long time. So that is how we started. I think I got everything.
You did great. And you talked about the evolution of how things have been growing. And one thing you didn't mention is our virtual communities.
Yeah.
So, we have a Canada community and a US community. And so they do incredibly well, I think, during, the pandemic. This just became natural. So maybe you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah. So I love that point. Thanks, Lynn. So during the pandemic, well, actually, I would even say even before the pandemic, we had a lot of women who said, I don't have a FemCity community in my backyard, and I really would like to have the support. Not all women have support, and not all women have a circle of friends that are going to lift them up. And some just are looking for not only friends, but also people to just kind of noodle ideas on or use as focus groups. And so during the pandemic, I think the virtual program really exploded. I mean, I don't think, I know it really exploded because we had so many women that were either they found themselves without a job, or they found themselves pivoting in their business, or they found themselves moving to another city. We had a lot of members that had to move during the pandemic to be close to family or to make life a little bit easier, move to a more economical area of the United States and Canada. And so the virtual community really exploded. We had so many women, not only in the United States, but we even had women in Europe and in South America as well that had joined. So we have 2 virtual communities that we're going to keep: United States, and then we have Canada. And then they do things together as well. Of course, we do the weekly virtual networking with all of our members. So there's a really great blend where you have that local connectivity, but then you also have this global aspect as well. So you can meet with other members from other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So would you like to also touch on next, then you're kind of segueing right into that, is the member benefits that we have and like just the different ways that we support women?
Yes, and I didn't write this down, so I'm going to wing it from my head because we have
Yeah,
so we have so many member benefits, and so I try to only share like 5 because it's so much, and it can be overwhelming. The reality is we've been around for 13 years. We've had members that have been lifetime members for 13 years who are always looking for more. And so we are constantly adding to cater to those that have been with us for decades, over a decade. So I think my favorite member benefits, the first one is I love that we have the local connectivity, so that you can meet women face to face. That's really lovely and wonderful. So I love that you have access to the local programs. Some of our chapters have complimentary events and some of them have paid events. Miami, as an example, we have a combination of both. And then Des Moines is another example. We have a combination of both. I think Philadelphia is also one that does some coffee chats, and then they also do some speaker series kind of programs. That's my first one. The second one is I love our forum that's online and also our Facebook group. So that's really great for women that have questions. Hey, I'm between these 2 logos. What do you guys think? Or what do you think about this price point? I'm thinking about $12.99 or $12.97. Or, I'm having a really hard time with my aging, parent. I really need support. Anyone have someone I can, talk to? So it's more business based, but at the same time, we all become really good friends. So it does delve into that personal space as well. My third one is I love our virtual networking that we do every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I actually hosted yesterday's. It fills my cup all the time. We generally have about 20 to 25 women. Everyone has the opportunity to share about their business and do an ask. Our format is sharing a win, something amazing that's happened to you. The reason why we have that in our curriculum is because women don't do that enough. They are very shy about their wins. They think it's narcissistic to share their wins. We want women to feel really comfortable, not only sharing their wins, but accepting our applause, because we all take time to send them love. The second part of our virtual networking format is of sharing gratitude for another woman. It doesn't have to be a FemCity member. If it is, we write her name down, we tag her later on so she knows love was sent her way. But it's energetically to share love for another woman. I really feel, and I know Lynn also, we feel that when you put that love out there, whether that person hears it or not, it's energetically putting out that beautiful energy. It will come back to you in another form as well. So it's really important for us to honor each other, not for you to recognize me loving on you, but just to share that out loud. It inspires women to take that on habitually. And then the third part is asking for help. Women never want to ask for help. They feel like they have to do it all on their own, that they're embarrassed to ask for help. So we kind of force our members to ask for help. And that really just makes it so that it becomes normalized. We want to make sure that women normalize asking for help. And that way, you know, they also give permission to other women to ask for help as well. So that's my third one. My fourth one is I love our business classes. We host them generally every Tuesday. We're not doing it during the summer now because we have so much curriculum that we're repurposing and bringing back out. So we're doing all that. But I love that part of our benefit as well. And the last one is our library. So we have a lot of members who are with tight budgets, right? Especially nowadays. And so they don't have the luxury of hiring a variety of consultants. So what we do is we have a library that has the latest trends in marketing, business development with our experts from the global program. And that's accessible 24/7. As an example, Stacey Luces, who is one of our FemCity Global members, and she's also in our DEI committee. She took one of the classes that I taught about how to get paid speaking gigs. She took that, she took all my examples, and she landed a huge client. And she credits taking that class, which she just kind of like heard about it, went onto the library, searched it up, and it came up. So the library is filled with classes like that. And if you need something taught, we will find experts. As an example, we have coming up how to pivot on Instagram. We have a lot of creators that are freaking out because Instagram is talking about removing the focus of photography and going towards video. So we have a lot of femmes that are really concerned. They're making a lot of money on their Instagram as influencers. And now when it changes to video, what will that be? So we're doing that one. And we also are adding, yesterday it was requested, getting over the fear of video. We had some members that mentioned that yesterday. They're really scared of doing video. So we're going to go ahead and have that class taught for them as well. So I think those are like my top 5 of what we have.
That's amazing. And you know what I love seeing sometimes in the forum or in the Facebook group is when a woman is traveling to a new location and they ask like, who do we know in wherever, you know, and I'm traveling there. Does anybody want to get together for coffee and hang out? And then they connect. Like, I just think it's beautiful.
I just did that.
Oh, you did?
I did, but it was kind of too late. And then I did it in a Facebook group. I was in Sarasota, and then I reached out to you directly because I was there only for a couple of days. So if I would have thought of it in advance, it probably would have worked out. But
and that community, Carrie, is so, I see them because I'm in Sarasota often. That community is such love. Medj and Melissa are just, yeah. So in the future, now you know.
now I know, and I will do it in advance because I'd really love to do that if I'm somewhere else, you know.
Yeah. And also what I love is some of our members move. Like we have a couple of members that, one, for instance, moved from Philadelphia, Rebecca. She moved from Philadelphia to Boca del Rey. She was on our board at FemCity Philadelphia and then moved to Boca del Rey. And now she's on our board. She's been on our board in FemCity Boca del Rey for years. And then we have Katie, who was from FemCity Orlando. She moved to FemCity Philadelphia and she's super connected there as well. So I love that also, that women move and the first thing they do is they look up to see if we have a FemCity location there because they instantly will have friends. They know that they'll have friends.
I have a question actually. I still feel like I'm very new because I haven't really gotten immersed yet into the whole FemCity. You know, I attended a few events and gosh, I don't know if it's been almost coming up on a year maybe, but what's a good way to kind of get into the fold?
So I would love for you to join me next Tuesday. I host a membership orientation. I know you've been a member for a while. If you can't make it, we will email out the replay, but I will walk you through and I'll give you some tips on how to get it. Yeah, it's 12 p.m. Eastern time next Tuesday. I mean, I'd love to see you, but if you can't make it, no stress. I will send out the replay.
Okay, great. And so where would I go to sign up for that?
Go to the members portal.
Okay.
And there's a virtual event calendar and you can just click on that.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And it's through Zoom.
You'll love that. You'll love that. Take it and jump in and just get a hold of it. Spend a little bit of time. I always say that first month that you really want to dive in, like just check everything out so you make sure you're getting all that you can, because there is so much value to get. Okay, Violet, I think there might have been a couple other things to mention what we're doing, like foundation, FemCity Girls, any of those kind of things you want to mention as well?
Yeah, so we have a foundation that we set up during the pandemic. We had a lot of members who financially couldn't afford our membership anymore, which is $15.99. And so what we did is we created a FemCity Foundation. And through the FemCity Foundation, women can apply for a FemCity scholarship. We want to make sure that FemCity is accessible for all women. So that's available. And I'm sharing that specifically in case you have a friend who needs help but can't afford the $15.99. And I know some people think, oh my gosh, it's only $15.99. But when you're living paycheck to paycheck and you have a lot of kids and you're maybe working 2 jobs, $15.99 is a lot of money. So we do have that available for all women. It's just go to FemCity.com and go down to the bottom in our footer. There's the FemCity Foundation there. And then we also have FemCity Girls. So Lynn and I started this program a couple years ago, and that is completely free. It is online programming for young girls age 12 to 18. We want to inspire future female entrepreneurs. And so we do classes on confidence building, how to create a vision board, how to tackle your goals. We do have some business classes as well, but mainly we're just wanting them to get comfortable with the conversation geared around business. So that's the intention with that. And that's completely free. And then there's some sponsorship opportunities as well for those that do want to go ahead and support that financially.
Amazing. Violet, can I read out a few questions that we had that came in for this?
Perfect. Yeah, we can do them all. We have 7 minutes left. I believe we can do them all.
You can do it. So Jen asked, what events are in Nebraska or Iowa? So I guess what cities?
Yeah, so Iowa, we have Des Moines, Iowa is a huge chapter for us. Erin, you can reach her at Des Moines at FemCity.com. She has great programs there. She actually does more than one a month. She has a really big one coming up that I'm flying to Beyond 2022 conference. So I would definitely head over to FemCityDesMoines.com, or you can always check out FemCity.com/locations to connect with her. And in Nebraska, we have Lincoln, Nebraska. Stacy, who is running that chapter for us, she is on maternity leave. So she is coming back, I think, in September. But that's another beautiful way to go ahead and connect over there. And if we don't have anything, if those are not close to you, you can always apply to start a FemCity community.
Good one. And Jessica asked, she was asking about networking opportunities between members and groups. I guess, like, besides local, what else would she be able to connect with for networking?
Yeah, so I would definitely, I think the biggest ROI in the virtual space is the virtual networking that we do every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, because every woman has the opportunity to share about themselves, and we give them homework, like reach out to 2 or 3. We love doing coffee chats with each other. A coffee chat is about a 15-20 minute conversation where you share what you do, she shares what she does, and then you figure out ways to work together and support each other. Sending referrals or collaborations or partnerships, or just supporting each other on social media, liking each other's posts, liking on that. So that would be one way, or I guess 2 ways, because I mentioned coffee chat. And then the third way, I think, in the Facebook group. That Facebook group is pretty active. I like the forum also. I'm not a huge fan of Facebook, but the Facebook group has a lot of activity and you can post on there and make friends. I know a lot of our members have become best friends with other women just through those ways, and grown their business, of course.
Perfect. And Radhika asked, she lives in Bengaluru, India, and she asked, can I join your community?
Of course, that was most likely from our Hen India partnership. So absolutely. Yes. We have lots of members from India, and we have members in Europe and also Latin America. So absolutely, I would choose either virtual, the US or the Canada, to see, with Hannah or with Shoshana, but absolutely.
That's great. And I'm just looking at our chat because we have a couple of minutes left. And Stephanie is in the Markham chapter. Hello, Stephanie. And she's loving her chapter virtual and in-person gathering, but wants to be more involved and gain from FemCity resources. So I guess just in speaking to that, some of what we've talked about already is hopefully been helpful there. Anything you want to add, Violet?
Yeah, just, I invite you to join us again for the membership orientation. It's the second Tuesday of every month at 12 p.m. Eastern time. I run it, I host it. So what we do is we go through the website and I kind of share with you, like, what are the areas you need to kind of know about. We go through the members portal quite a bit. We touch upon the global program a little bit because we do have some global members that are also joining for the membership orientation. We go through the affiliate program, how to be a brand ambassador. We go through the foundation as well, and just kind of Q&A. So that's a really great place. And you'll probably make friends there too.
Perfect. Last two things I'm going to add in. Did you want to mention that we have a promo going on right now for anyone that might be watching this in the replay, or how would someone join if they haven't? If they just found us randomly?
Yeah. So if you found us randomly, you can head over to FemCity.com and just sign up for a 30-day free trial. You do have to put your credit card in and it will charge you after 30 days. You will get a notice though. We are not in business to trick you. We want people to join FemCity because they love FemCity. So you will get an email reminder saying, hey, you're going to get charged soon. You can cancel or not. To cancel is really easy. You go to your dashboard and you click cancel. You don't have to like call us or email us or send over your blood type, all that stuff. It's really easy to do. So I would definitely try us out. And for the promo we have going on is a local lifetime membership for those that have been a part of FemCity for a really long time, or maybe they just know it's the right fit. It's $375 for a local lifetime membership. We only run this once a year. It's our most popular, I think, promo. And that way you never have to worry about joining again, which goes back to why we have members that have been with us for like 13 years since the beginning, because they join with that lifetime membership and they're still involved with FemCity.
Excellent. Okay. Does anybody else have anything else to ask in our last 2 minutes? 2 minutes with Violet.
I'll see you on Tuesday.
See you on Tuesday, Carrie.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Lynn, thank you so much for everything that you do. You're such a huge part of FemCity, and I just want to send you a immense amount of love. Thank you so much for just shining your bright light all the time on all of us. So
thank you. You know I'm happy to be here. Okay.
All right, ladies.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.